Hello everyone, welcome back to Captain of Industry. Hope you're having a sweet day. Today we're going to get started in upgrading glass. So let's take a look at this. We have 6 of these, and currently we take 24 molten glass and create 24 glass from them. We have 6 of these, okay? These are each outputting 48, so they output enough for 2 of these to operate, and that's pretty sweet. Ratios are good so far. The upgraded glass, take a look at this. This is Glassmaker 2. It's going to create 48, use 48 molten, but it's going to create 72 glass from that. So that's way more efficient. It also does not have slag as a byproduct, which is also very nice for us. So 48 is the same as blast furnaces, so you might think we only need 3 of them. And that's true. We only need 3 of them, but check out the size. They're very big compared to these ones here, okay? And that's okay. We've factored that in, thought ahead on that. It's completely fine. Here's the solution. We're going to take from here and we're going to delete everything to right here. It's all gone. Trying to make sure I don't get that other belt though. I don't want that other belt in. We're going to do this twice. Let's do this first. And then I want you gone. You. All of you gone. Okay? And that one. Okay. So step 1 of the plan is to gut this system. Now we've got a ton of red parts, and if I use Unity to do this, which I think is probably best just so I can get it going, we're going to spend quite a bit of Unity to take care of this, but we're going to get a whole bunch of red parts. And now we have over 1,000 of them in storage, which means they went all the way to the shipyard, but it is what it is. Okay. Next, I want to get rid of this too because it's no longer needed. That can go away as well. So we're left with this, okay? This is how much space we've got. So check this out. This is just enough space to flip this over, and we're going to put this right up against the belt. So right up here, right? And we're going to be able to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to lay 3 of them in just like this. Okay? Now we're going to use some molten balancers to get everything sorted the way I want it to be sorted. So we'll start with molten balancer. We're going to place one right here next to this machine. Then we're going to place one right over next to this one, and it's not going to line up with the other one, but I guess that's probably fine. So I'll place it here, and then the last one we're going to have is going to be, I guess I could technically line this up. I think it will line up. I just have to do it kind of like this. I think this will work. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it'll be fine. Okay. So molten channel, this one here is going to go out and then over into there. And this one's going to go up and over into there. These 2 connect right to this one. Like so. All of this runs that way and that way. And then you run into there too. There we go. Now what we want to do is we have this abundance of molten glass headed this way, right? And so we want to spread this out somewhat more evenly and allow it to spread out a little bit as it gets to this point, because there's like there's over 120 units worth of molten glass coming this way. So we want to have this one on the outside go like this. This one's going to go like this. Then you 2 are going to go in like that. So we take basically these 4 tracks and we allow them to spread out into the balancer here. And then finally we take this side and go there. This side and go there, and this side and go here. We have now routed all of the molten glass to the glass makers. Final thing to do, well, at least in terms of getting the sheets of glass, is to get the flat conveyors. We're going to go out to the end of this point here, so it's going to be this side. So we'll lift it up to 1 here, and it'll go all the way across here, underneath, and attached to that belt. That's the extra belt that's been sitting there for like the last 5 videos. And we'll put that in just like that. Yep. All right, and then these will go up and connect here. These are all conveyor 2s. Okay, so it seems like it's pretty good. We have enough unity. Let's go. We'll have it all built right now. Now we're going to be a little bit short on workers after doing this. We do have population. We do have a little bit of room for population. I can add a few workers from the map. I can't really take a whole lot of people though, so we're just going to be light on workers for a little bit. But what I can do is maybe get like P6 on you, P6 on you, and let the other one kind of, you know, be a little bit short on workers for a bit, I guess. Nah, let's go P9. All right, last thing to do then, and this is going to be lighting up on a light show. I love it. Last thing to do then for this is to get the slag routed from these. We don't need this anymore. This can go away. Bye-bye. Gone. What we can do now, though, is we need to go a little bit closer. So I'm going to have you come up and over and get to, I think, yeah, probably about here. Then we'll cross in front of this. Then we'll come down like that. That should be good to go, okay? On routing this. And then these need to go over just a little bit before they can connect. And you're probably going to have to do something. Actually, just hit R and F maybe? Yeah. Not F. Maybe it's not R. Maybe it's F, not R. I don't know. You're going to have to do something, okay? There you go. Because you got to get in front of this. And that's that. So now the slag is routed as well. Let's go ahead and Unity build that stuff. And away we go. And so now we have these glass sheets being made a lot more efficiently. 48's being translated directly into 72 now instead of 48. Normally 48 molten glass would be 48 glass. Now it's 72. So you can see these piles of glass are headed all the way over to here and into this, where it can then be rerouted into all of these machines here, yeah? But it also can be routed over that way where we want it to go to. So we'll talk about that in a little bit too. Okay, so once this is taken care of and out of here, which it looks like it is now, that'll free up that truck to go off and do other truck things. And this stuff is good to go. So let's talk about medical stuff now. Now that we've fixed glass and we're going to have a lot more glass in storage, I anticipate this is going to start filling up. Yep. With that filling up, I can afford to probably start upgrading some more housing. So I think I'll just prep that for delivery right now. See how it goes. Okay, let's start talking about medical stuff, okay? So we have on this side the brine headed underneath and the naphtha headed on the top. When these pipes reach this spot here, it's going to start getting in the way, and I don't really want to raise it up anymore. So what we're going to have is the naphtha pipe is going to stay level 2, and it's going to keep going all the way to this point here. Okay? And then what we'll do with the brine pipe is we're going to create another buffer tank for brine. I think we'll start with just the one. I want it to be right up against this. I think so. I think we'll go right up against it like this. Let's pause this really quick in case I'm wrong. So the pipe balancer is going to go... I guess we can maybe make it... I wonder if you're... No, you need to be over here. I don't think you can match... I'll show you. So this pipe is going to head down from here, right? No, no, and definitely no. It's going to head... I want it to be up and then down and then over. There it goes. And then you'll be in there. Okay? And then you go into the pipe there. Now this is, of course, where we're going to be delivering the brine. And the brine heads this direction to go to wherever the chlorine is going to end up being. So we'll start processing it probably right in this area. We can start processing that chlorine. I'm not entirely sure yet. So for the time being, I'll just do that. And then what we're going to want is for this to be the priority out. Now, if it can't go that way, you obviously need to still do something with the brine. And so the brine is going to head up over top of this at height 2. we'll go height 2 all the way to this bridge. We're then going to need to go lower so that a new bridge can be made for the excavators. So we're going to say probably here, at least that far with the brine, because this is going to block excavators from being able to get on these ramps. We don't want to do that. So we'll have another bridge probably over here with this pipe probably heading this direction or something. We're going to put a liquid dump for the brine over on this side. So currently right now, none of this is marked to be dumped on anymore. Okay. So what we're going to want right now for this is just a liquid dump. And I believe one will fit in here. I thought I left enough space. Yeah, right here. So there's a couple of little spots here where we can put this in, and I'm thinking probably like right here is fine. We'll have the brine dumped here. Okay. And so we need to get that brine pipe all the way over to this area without blocking trucks and everything. And I'm thinking, well, once we put in the medical infrastructure, we'll have a nice clean area for this brine pipe to just follow wherever the existing pipes are and belts and stuff. And then it can reach that destination there. Okay. So that's the current way we're going to do it. I'm going to get rid of this for now though. I don't want to block things for the short term. But that's how the brine is going to be. So we'll go ahead and build this, and we'll get that brine delivery started, I guess. It should be very quick because we have tons of brine headed through that pipe. So we should see this fill up like, yeah, pretty much immediately. So yeah. So another overflow tank for the brine. This is naphtha. It's going to go that way. Okay. All right. Let's quick check on glass really quick. Make sure we're rocking and rolling here. Everything seems good. I could tell this to enforce even outputs. This will make it to where all the stuff that's coming in will always go evenly out every single one of these so that all three of these get the same amount. But I don't think it matters. If it mattered, fine, but it doesn't. And there's no practical reason to do that. If it backs up on this one here, then it will just go to the other ones until they back up. But it shouldn't back up. We're using every single bit that we're consuming at the same pace that we're consuming it. So it's at the same pace that we're producing it. Sorry, we're consuming at the same pace we're producing, so it shouldn't matter. Okay, so glass is getting filled up. I love it. So let's talk about medical, okay? So my plastic plans are all about kind of being future-proof. We're going to be creating way more plastic than we need at the start. And then as we expand to more complicated items and stuff in the future, we'll be using more plastic, and we will start to see the supply that we're creating actually be used. So we're going to lay things out, and I'll probably build them as I need them. So not everything that's going to be blueprinted here is actually going to be built off the start. So first thing I want to do is we're going to create a level 2 pipe right here and get it all the way over this far, right? I've been toying with the idea of actually having this built for a while. So we'll go ahead and pause this, and then I'll shift into planning mode for the rest of this. So what I want to do, we need to take the brine and get it into being chlorine first. We're going to set up 2 of these, and I don't think we need to, but we're going to set up 2 to start, and we're going to get it to hug the bridge. It's going to be right here and right here. In the spirit of our very compact builds, this is going to continue on that path, continue on the compactness. So this pipe is now going to head this direction underneath the pipe that we already have, and then it will duct down like this, and then go in there. And then finally, it will go from here to here. Okay. Now, we're not going to build both of these, of course, but we're going to get started on building them. So we'll at least have one of them built. Now, we've got this long pipe here. This is our brine pipe. It's going to head that direction. And we need to get it to this liquid dump, which is now built. So we can get this to be over here somehow, okay? But we want to do it in a way that we don't block any of the assemblies. So we're going to set up the entire assembly for all the materials and all the things we need first, and then figure out where the best, most suitable place for the bridge is, okay? So the next thing we do, we have chlorine here. We need a tank to store said chlorine. And for that, we're just going to place you right here. Okay? Right there next to this. Perfectly fine. Okay. Now, from there, the chlorine is then going to go into, where is it? The polymerization plant. So we need the naphtha plus the chlorine to go into the polymerization plant, and this gives us 48 plastic. Okay, we're gonna build 4 of these. Not right away, but we're gonna eventually, we'll have 4 of these. Okay, and I'm gonna have probably one of these be, I kind of want them to be like really close, right? So I kind of want them to maybe be here. We can go one away, I think. I'm not sure if I actually get away with that. Let's find out. Let me see. Not cut. We want to copy. So copy this, and then we're going to flip it so it's like this, and we're going to slap them right next to each other. Polymerization plants will be in like this. Now, hopefully there's enough room here, and if there isn't, then I'll have to scoot them over. But I would like to place storage units alongside this belt. It looks like I'm going to have to move that over one. Yep. All right, so we're going to have storages for plastic be here, 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 and like that, okay? Maybe one more, why not? This gives us extra storage for a whole lot of plastic, okay? And, you know, honestly, like I said, we can upgrade these as we go, so maybe we just instead do the regular ones for now. There's no reason to go maximum. There's no reason to go with the really big ones, so we're not going to bother with it. So we'll go just like that. Okay. So I'm going to need to move this closer now. So we'll just take this, copy it, and bring it, or cut it, sorry, and then bring it, yeah, I think to here. I think to here is fine. All right. So with it being here, the formula for this is going to be 12 naphtha and 6 chlorine. Of course, we're overproducing chlorine here as well, but you know what? That's why I'm only building one of these for now, because 24 chlorine. So each of these takes 6, and you know, this does 24. So one of these can handle the chlorine output or input for 4 of these. If I need a second one, here it is. I build it. It goes into this tank, and we expand this workflow that way to create even more plastic in the future. So we basically have in the future, if necessary, we do this, right? That's what I'm thinking. So, okay. Next, we have to route the naphtha in where it needs to go to. And pipe routing is, yeah, it could be a standard pipe. All we're going to do is maximum 48 here. So we'll take this pipe, we'll duck it down, and it's going to go underneath this bridge to over in this area, okay? And then I think we'll go straight along the bottom, but I want to have another tank for the naphtha. So I think we'll also go in and get another fluid storage. And I could see maybe just having it be right here, but if I put it nearby this, if I put it like near this, then let's not get super crowded. We can do here. This is fine. We're gonna have another tank for for ethanol anyway. So okay, so we'll slap that in there, and this is gonna be where the naphtha comes out, and then we'll have that naphtha. I guess it can just come out this side and run this way. So the naphtha, what it's going to do is it's going to go in up high. Actually, I think the naphtha has to go in these parts. The formula for this, I believe the chlorine can only go in this part. Yeah. All right, so the chlorine has to go in here. So we'll say the chlorine goes... Ooh, if the chlorine has to do that, then... Man, yeah. If the chlorine has to, I could scoot this over one. It would make it work a little bit more fluid, right? If we just scoot this over one, like that. I think that would take care of it. So I go ground level, and then go that way. And I just plug this like this into here, like so. Yep. And then the naphtha is going to come in, you know, kind of above this. Yep, like that. And then we'll have this. I suppose we could follow the squiggle on this pipe. It could be a straight pipe if I just move this out one more, right? I mean, is it okay if I do that? Everyone's like, yes, please do that. Please. Can you please make it straight? Come on, Charlie. Have a heart. Make it straight. Fine. There it is. It's straight now. So you'll just go straight in here. Okay. So now you'll go up and over. I think I want to hug this a little bit closer. So we'll, yeah, get you to come in. Level 2 is okay. You know, it's going to allow for the trucks and stuff to move. So I guess it's fine there. Then we'll go height 1 through this part and all the way up to here at least, and then down. And then we'll plug in like that. I don't think you need to actually plug into all of these. It's all it's about is like the delivery rate. It just needs to go in there at the right rate. So we'll plug you into the middle, or yeah, plug that into to that side, and then this one goes into this side. So these ones are left open, and I think that's fine. All right, so that routes naphtha into the system, and it routes chlorine, and all that's good to go. We now need to route the belts for the plastic. So what we're going to have here is each one of these outputs 48. So we can do a flat conveyor, regular flat conveyor up to here. Okay, then we're going to do a conveyor 2 to here, and we're going to want to connect to a belt that goes along this. But you see how the exhaust pipe is at the bottom here? That means that this conveyor needs to be raised up to height 1. And so what we'll do is we'll have a upgraded conveyor that goes probably from right here, raised up to height 1, all the way around, and we'll have it plug into this side because we can. So we'll say plug in there. No, don't want to. How about now? How about now? How about F? There we go. So it plugs into that side. Okay. Now the cool part about that is that we can also take it and go that direction, and underneath this and underneath that. And that gives us flexibility to move plastic in other directions. Okay. I don't intend to go off of this point. I actually intend to run underneath this belt by having this side go underneath like this, and then rise up from here, I guess, and it can go underneath this and then end up going anywhere it wants. It can go over top of this belt there. It can go underneath this belt here. It can go that side if it needs to, which it doesn't, but you know, there's flexibility in bringing plastic wherever we need it later on as we develop. And I'm going to want plastic to be in this area eventually too. But for now, what we really need is plastic to be right here. So that's why we have the plastic right here. Okay, so from that side then, we just take our flat conveyor 2, and we're just going to go up from here. And I guess we can't go straight to it because of how it's angled, so it'll have to be like this. Which I think is fine with me. Connect to there. And then this side does kind of the same thing, only what we can do is make this one a bit cleaner by making sure that this side is the one that sort of initiates that. Yeah, something like that. And then the regular conveyor goes like that. So the only thing we have to do now is route the exhaust. I'll take care of that later when we look at getting all of the exhaust routed from this, which we're going to do very soon. And then all these machines will have their exhaust routed through. We're going to have probably a whole bunch of stuff routed to a single giant red pipe, pipe 3, which will take it along this side. And then all of this stuff will all merge into another giant red pipe. And eventually everything ends up in this piping system, which then travels all the way over where it needs to go. Yeah. Speaking of which, you can see I have connected, right, the water pipe and everything from this too. So we have water headed into the crops over here. I don't know if I showed this. I'm kind of drawing a blank here, so I'm just showing you the pipes that are connected here so far. That's routing this way. We have extra pipes here that can be exhaust pipes, carbon dioxide pipes, probably both, and they will route themselves around and very sneakily plug into that pipe right there. See, there's that pipe right there. That goes all the way over to the other side of the island for exhaust. So everything just needs to plug in over here and go there. Okay, so if this is the plan to get plastic, then what's the plan to get medical supplies? Well, take a look at the assemblers. Sorry, assemblers. Assembly Electric 3. So what this is going to do is it's going to take, where is it? Right here. Steel and plastic and create medical equipment. 6, 6, and 6. Then we take 12 medical equipment, combine it with 12 disinfectant, and we get 24 medical supplies. Okay? So that's the game plan. As we expand this with robotics and things like that, we'll start to double our production on this. And so we'll need to create even more plastic and even more medical equipment, etc. And so that's why we're designing for the future over here. Yeah. So I kind of like the way this is organized so far. So I'm going to go ahead and unpause most of this, and then I'm going to selectively pause again some of the other stuff that I want to make sure it stays paused. So we'll go ahead and unpause this stuff so it's all ready to rock. Yep, all ready to build now. Then we're going to pause these two, and we'll go ahead and pause that one. And I think that's kind of it. We can allow them to build these, but since this thing is paused, it really doesn't need to be built yet. So I suppose I can just pause that from there. And I don't even need this, actually, because this is the only thing that's going to be built for now. Everything gets worked that way. Okay, so assemblers. Let's talk about it. Plastic's going to come off of this part here and head this way. Steel is going to come off of that little belt that's right there, ready to rock, and head this way. And so all we really need it to be, all we really need to do here, maybe we could create a little steel buffer here. I'm not sure why not. I mean, it's like a buffer for safety sort of thing, maybe. So we could instead, I think that's too close. Why don't we just make this a little bit more, we could do it like this. I kind of wanted my assemblers to be here though. If I step it away one, I think that's probably okay. Let's just see. Flat conveyor. I can also back this up too. I don't need it to be right here. Let's see how close this will go down. Can I come down really quickly here? So flat conveyor. I can go down to about there. Okay. That's fine. So we'll back this up right there. And that's our steel overage, I guess, overflow. So these things can now create more steel, get them into the storage that direction. We'll go ahead and toggle that direction since we're going to start using a lot more steel there. And we'll send a lot of the steel supply in that direction so they can be used for that supply. Okay? Cool stuff. Starting to dig deeper now for iron. Looking pretty good. You have a lot of surface here. I've also filled all of this in. I'm not entirely sure if that prevents this from being flooded. I have no idea if that actually works. We can test it, but I'd rather mine a whole bunch more iron before I test it. So, yeah. I suppose I can always save scum it, but that's not usually my style. But I could do it, I guess. We need to hook the chlorine up. This is 24 units at most, so our 48 with 2 of them. So there's no reason to go heavy on the pipes here. We'll stick it there. And we'll go like that. And we'll make sure these things get delivered so that the chlorine can begin getting processed from brine. Okay. Chlorine goes into this fluid storage. So once the chlorine hits this, it'll get to these machines and everything will be awesome. Then the naphtha will get built from this pipe. There we go. Make sure that pipe gets it and this pipe gets it. Now everything is kind of ready to rock as long as we have people. I can get a few more people here and now everything can start running hopefully. So naphtha, chlorine, these things are full of chlorine ready to rock. Not yet, right? Now. Okay. You're like, I don't know where to go. Bye. All right, naphtha's routed correctly. There it is. And it's heading this direction as well. And we should start to see, there it goes. Okay, so now we need to get rid of the exhaust here, right? There's 24 units in each of these. That's 48 total units. For our first little bit here, since I don't have all of the stuff routed yet, I'm just going to stick an exhaust right here. And we're going to have all of this exhaust just routed to here for now. We will then correct that. We'll change it and, you know, get it going for the right side eventually. So right now I'm going to take this exhaust right from here and just head this way with it and plug it in there. And then this exhaust will go this direction. This is kind of a temporary solution for it anyway, but then we're going to plug it into that point. Right here is fine. These pipes are just temporary, just enough to get them going. But you can see here that we got plastic, and it's now entering into these. Okay. All right. So steel full on this. Let's go ahead and upgrade that. I think it's probably fine to do. I can upgrade this one too. Just I know I'm gonna have that much plastic, so it's fine. So assemblers. Let's assemble. Steel coming in from that side, plastic coming in from this side. We're gonna say the assembly for this can be here. Is that 2? I don't think so. 3 is fine. Yeah, 3 is fine. So plastic, what we'll have is you're going to go up from this side. We'll go height 1 and get you to here. Is that? No, I think it needs to be here. Double checking. Yeah, that seems good. Yeah, so we'll go into the middle one here, and the middle one here, and then steel works its way around like this underneath. We'll have you pop in on that near side. Yep, and then there to there. And honestly, it can probably just go here, but I don't know. We'll keep it clean and make it do the whole way. All right, let's go ahead and build that too. And then these are going to have a formula for medical equipment. All right. So you're going to copy here and here, and you all have a medical equipment formula now. Okay. So there's our medical equipment. So let's talk about disinfectant. So for disinfectant, we have chemical plants is ultimately what we're going to need. It's going to take 4.5 ethanol, combine it with 3 plastic, and create 12 disinfectant. I think for the time being, we only really need 2 of these chemical plants at most. And so what I'd like to do is sort of get them going, I think about here. It gets me out of the way of where the stuff is being produced, but it also kind of gets me close enough to the rest of the supply for plastic. So I'm going to place this. Let's start with it here, but I'm going to need another tank for the ethanol to be stored. Ethanol storage is going to be located right here next to this, like right up against the bridge. So I'm gonna place it here, and then I need to reposition these accordingly. Now you might think, where's that ethanol? Yeah, I need to route that still. So come all the way over here. We're going to want to unpause these pipes. Okay. So all this ethanol can run somewhere now. Now another idea would be to just take the tank and make sure the ethanol tank is over here, and then that allows me to like have storage for it without crowding this area. And like, okay, I think I like that better now that I'm looking at it. So I'm gonna take a tank like this, and I think I'm gonna place it like right on top of this. So let's remove the plan from here for now. Leave that because I need to be able to connect to it. Yeah, needs to be able to connect there like that. So we'll place a tank. Ethanol. I don't really think I'll need that much, but if I need to, then I'll upgrade it. But we can place it on this side so it doesn't take up any more room, and put it about here. And then we take this pipe and just connect it. Yep, like this. Acceptable. And then we raise this up from here. So now we have a buffer tank for the ethanol. So let's go ahead and create that. We'll make no truck exports or anything yet. So this pipe is going to come around here. Now it stops and goes this direction, remember, because we don't want to block any available buildings, that services and stuff that we can put on town. So that's why we don't want to cross into that yellow area. So we're kind of using the mining designations for that. We're going to stay height 2, and we're going to run as close to the town as we can go. So it looks like it right across over top of this. And then we'll go over top of these pipes, and then we'll run our way under here. We'll say probably, yeah, right about here. I'm going to go underneath, I guess between. There's a space here between these tanks and town that I'm going to use for this ethanol pipe. And we'll end up going over top here. There we go. It's going to be difficult with me and make me go up like that. Oh, don't do that. Please don't. Can you not? How about you not? Can I fix this? Yeah, I think I can fix that. Let me pause right there on the build. I'm just gonna tidy this little bit here up really quick. I'm pretty sure I can fix that. And then we'll have you... Hey, can you... Yep, connect right there. And then just head this direction for now. And then you are going to now connect to here. Oh, you suck. It is going to have to do that, isn't it? All right, I'll pull this back then. It'll look a little bit cleaner if I just do it this way then. Come from this side and then just connect here. It's whatever. I don't care. I've lost my patience for that, to be honest. All right, let's take this pipe, right? It goes all the way over near the naphtha pipe. Yep, like so. And then we're gonna duck it down and bring it this direction. And now we have ethanol routed to where we're gonna use it. Okay? Oh, they already built this. Shit. Well, that's where our chemical plant's gonna be. Yep, there it is. It's right there. I thought I was still in planning mode. Not true. Okay, so you can see the formula we're going to use is for disinfectant. Ethanol and plastic makes disinfectant. So right away we'll be able to see where everything goes in. Ethanol goes in on this side, and that means that plastic's probably going in right there on that door, right there. So if we want two of these, and I did, I was going to put them. And if I put them side by side here, that doesn't look half bad. It's right alongside that. Yeah, it's right next to the bridge. I kind of like it. All right, we'll do it. So what I need from this conveyor, right? Plastic's already heading this direction. It now needs to head this direction as well. So it needs to head this way. We'll keep it at height 1 because we can. And then we'll bring it, yep, like this. And then like this. Then we'll bring it... it's easier to bring the pipe up. So I guess we'll... Yeah, or I could just go right alongside this. Although it's much easier to expand this if I don't do that. Yeah, I'll keep this height 1. I think it needs to stay that way. And then right along this side, we'll go to the ground level. And then we'll say there is where plastic goes, and where there is where plastic goes. Okay? Then ethanol will come up. And I think I can pull this back by 1. And we'll say that the ethanol pipe blocks. Do we want that to block? Yeah. Well, we're going to have another bridge anyway. And that's where the disinfectant and the medical supplies are both going to go so that they can be processed here to make medical supplies. And then those are sent into the hospital. So I feel like I don't need to worry about the extra underside for this bridge, so I'm not gonna worry about it. So we'll put it like this so it looks nice, and then we'll go only 1 and then down. Nope, down and down, and then you have the same formula here. Okay, so that takes care of everything really. So we just need to have all the pipes and the belts and all that stuff built. And we will now successfully have medical equipment and disinfectant both being created. Which is what we want, okay? Maybe the more I think about this, the more I think I will actually use this. You know? I think I will use this underside. I can put a flat conveyor under this, and I don't need the other bridge to be there. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say you're up there, and then you just connect here. Because there's definitely a way to use it. But in order to actually do that, though, hang on. In order to do that, I need you at height 2. Because I have to go over top of this in order to use that. Unless I go across this way. Ooh, I do have an opening there, don't I? I do have an opening. Put you guys all on that. Then go underneath the bridge and then start assembling medical supplies over here and then put it in the hospital. And then I have all this open area here for more stuff later. Let's see how this works. Actually, now I've forgotten the final step here. I think it's an assembler, isn't it? Yeah. Medical equipment, 12 of it, plus 12 disinfectant equals 24 medical supplies. And the assembler, I suppose if we just set that assembler up, like over in this area, we could set those like right here, and then it could all just be routed that way directly into hospitals from there. I haven't thought that part through. Like the delivery to the hospital is still like a undecided thing yet. But it's not difficult just to make another bridge. You know, and I'm gonna need to do it anyway because I need those guys to be able to get on this bridge network. So I think I will just, if nothing else, I'm gonna have to make one anyway. So let's just do it, at least here. And then when all this stuff is made, if I need more, then I can always go this direction, you know, and just route the stuff around from both sides. And we'll do 3x2 on these assemblers, and they're kicking out the stuff there. Yeah, that's not a bad deal. I like that. Let's do it that way. Okay, so we'll take the flat conveyors then. These are each kicking out 12. 6. They're like kicking out nothing. So we'll say that this belt lines up here, right? Yep. Like this. We want it to line up kind of all the way over. Then you'll connect. That's not how that works. You'll connect here. You'll connect here. And once that truck leaves, that truck's going to be unhappy with me right now. All right, get out of here. Go on, beat it. You too, huh? There you go. Bye. Okay, so we'll have this go like this, and then up and over, and then down, and it routes under like this. So medical, yeah, the medical equipment goes this way. Our disinfectant honestly could go that way too, but I think it's going to go under this bridge instead. Disinfectant is still a flat conveyor, and so we'll have you come out and then over, and you'll be under here like that. Okay, and then both of these will merge into an assembly which can just take place right here and then just feed into where the medical supplies are. So we'll need assemblers. It's gonna be 12, 12, and 24. As we get robotic ones, it'll then be, I believe, 24, 24, and 48, I think is what it will end up being. So what we can do is, I guess we'll place them maybe just over here. This is fine. We'll pause one. I want to see how much I need first. I'm not even entirely sure how much I need. And then we'll have this one is going to go up to height 1. Yep, like so. And then over and in. Then over and in. Nope. In. Thank you. And then you are going to stay height 0 underneath. Yep. And you will go into the middle. That's fine. And then like so. So they both get fed the supplies that are being made. We don't obstruct any trucks. Everything seems good there. These guys can now access this area because we have that extra bridge, and we don't block anything. So everything's good. All right, let's Unity build this part here. We're going to be really short on workers here for a little bit. And I think with that Unity, I can maybe get a few extra workers. We're going to need to expand town because we're going to start getting homeless here any minute. Oh, we already did. They built that? Yep, they built that. This is done now. Okay, cool. So this just needs a formula now, and we'll say medical supplies is that's what you're into, medical supplies. So deliver that, and all that stuff goes in. Look at that. Medical equipment with a big ol', yeah, that looks good. What's your deal? Oh, you're not getting the ethanol yet, right? I disconnected it. Okay, so let's get you rehooked up, and we'll just, however you want to connect, I don't care. Just connect to it. There you go. And you're in. All right, ethanol gets pushed through, and I should see disinfectant beginning to get made. There it is. 12 getting made. So we've got 6, 12, 18 medical equipment being made and 12 disinfectant being made. Technically, we're making more medical supplies than needed. I'm starting to think I should have a storage crate for that. There's no usage for these unless they're being created. It's like I having them backed up, all that's doing is preserving supply, right? All that's doing is not using more plastic, not using more steel. I don't know if that's necessary. These are single-use items. Like they have one purpose and they're being directed to their purpose. So yeah, I'm gonna say I don't need the storage tank for them for now. The buffer. If it changes, there's room for it. I could just realign or do the belts over again or move these. They're not that expensive to build, so whatever. All right. So the last bit for this whole process then is the clinic. And you can see it. We have more than enough to support that. And so we'll put a clinic right here. And this has inputs. Interesting. Medical supplies. Yeah. What would you... oh, probably medical supplies too. Well, that's what this area is for. Like ahead of it. In case you're wondering why I'm leaving so much room. There's medical supplies 2 later too. So that's what this area is for. Medical supplies being made, but eventually we'll need them to be there. One thing I think I can definitely see happening though is having a relatively large unit storage area, at least. You know, from this. So I think what I'll do is we'll go like this. We'll have medical supplies kind of banked up for a long time. I think that's fine. There's a whole bunch of them. We'll eventually start using them too. And so then as it is the end product, I think it's more suitable to set up a storage for that instead of the intermediary ones. And then all you'll do is come across and go in there. And yeah, and then afterwards, when we start making medical supplies 2, we'll redirect this belt to go into an assembly process, which will take place right here. And all that stuff is done. So I think this is it. I just want to see it work, but we're down on workers again. I don't really want to pull anything off of anywhere. I just want to grow population, I think. I'm seeing 25 months of food. That seems fine. Hospitals are up. We're finally getting some green for that. And now it's a matter of just seeing how much medical supplies. So we currently need 21.4 every 60 seconds. We're creating 24 with this process. So one of these can handle the whole colony currently with a little bit of extra. And that little bit of extra will eventually end up just being storage here, which is nice. We can turn truck imports off on these 2 and then just leave the import on that one. Yep, so it's just a matter of people now too, right? So I'm thinking I want to have you be a high priority. Let's go P5. And then we'll do a P5 on you and on you, or maybe P6. And that will at least keep enough stuff it'll keep enough stuff being processed here. So 4.5 ethanol every 60 seconds is what we're currently using. So let's make sure we're making 4.5 ethanol every 60 seconds. Right now, carbon dioxide is stopping us from doing that. So I do need to route carbon dioxide, at least to get rid of it for now. So my carbon dioxide, I think that'll be next video. We'll work on exhaust and stuff, exhaust processing next video. But you see carbon dioxide is in this tank, is in this pipe, I mean. Long enough to serve as a tank. It goes all the way through here and it goes underneath this pipe, and it goes underneath this pipe, and it routes all the way around and ends right here. So carbon dioxide already routed and ready to go. All it needs to do is kind of connect to these pipes here, where it can then go into the processing for it. So what I'm going to do is we'll get one more of these bad boys. I can actually fit these. Well, I thought I could fit them 2 by 2, but I guess not. Ooh. Ooh, I can only fit 3. Might need to move that wall. Yeah. Might need to move this wall. Also, how in the world did that happen? You silly billies. What are you doing to me here on the corners, huh? How did that happen? Come on, don't be silly. I mean, I know it's my fault, but I gotta blame someone else. Right? That's how things work in 2022, right? Thought that was the new life meta. Even if it's your fault, you gotta find someone else to blame. There. And then short there and there. And we'll just get that done now, I guess. Okay, so we'll get this thing in. I did face it the right direction, right? Yeah. Get this thing in. We're gonna want this to go into... looks like the seawater goes in this side. Hi, can you do it for me? Right there. Thank you. And then this goes this way. Plugs in there. So again, just processing more carbon dioxide. And then we'll place more scrubbers over here too. And we'll send the exhaust. The exhaust is already routed. There's a pipe for that right here. And this is an exhaust pipe, right? It comes out all the way down underneath here. And it's routed all the way to here. And so if I can get the exhaust, which this will no doubt need to be upgraded, but if I can get the exhaust from various different processes to be fed through these underground pipes, I can then have them come out and process all exhaust right here next to this limestone deposit. Most likely, I will need to move this wall back so that I can have these sitting on... Maybe I'll move this wall back and then have them be behind. Because it doesn't look like I can actually place them here anyway, so it's going to have to be there. One alternative is to dig this up and then dump limestone here, but you have to go quite deep in order to do that. You can't just dump it on the surface. It's got to be deeper than that. So you can see these have the limestone, at least I think it's 5 levels deep is what it needs. Let me double check that. So this is the gas injection pump. If I try to place this here, it says there's no deposit of limestone. If I do it here, it says requires ground deposit with thickness at least 6, current thickness 1. So I guess it has to be at least 6. That's... Yeah, so this will all work. So it has to be 6 levels down. Is that what it is? Surface deposit for limestone, it has to be at least 6 levels down. I can't place it here. Its thickness is 3. Oh, there needs to be 6. I get it. 6 total levels of limestone. Right? So this has 4. And you can see that this says 4 there. Yep. This one right there says there's only 3 levels there. So if I go here, it says it has 3. But these here have more than that. So I should be able to place them there. Yeah. Okay. So I can place them back behind this. Yeah, they'll totally let me do that. So that might be the answer, is to just place them behind here and move the wall back. And then I can process all that stuff there. But for now, just so I can get that ethanol going, I'm going to take that carbon dioxide pipe, which again, this will most likely get upgraded as well, right? Because we have an exhaust pipe and a carbon dioxide pipe. I thought about scrubbing it all into carbon dioxide and then feeding all carbon dioxide into that single exhaust pipe that's already going. And that's a possibility too. That's why I'm kind of doing this with cheap pipes at the moment, and I can, take them back whenever I want. So if I scrub them locally, because there's water involved in that, right? We have spare water on this side, so I was going to use that spare water. But yeah, anyway, so this will end up going that far and then down And then this is a I think this is probably going to end up being a temporary pipe anyway. But seeing as though it's not strictly temporary at the moment, I'll just hook it up right here. That will route the carbon dioxide from right here. It's being processed right here. And that carbon dioxide now gets fed all the way into here to be processed. Well, once this builds, yeah. I'm like, why doesn't it? I don't make me into a liar here. Make this work. There you go. Yep, and it'll get fed all the way around and into this pipe, which is where carbon dioxide is coming from anyway. There we go. Okay, so it's routed, and we should start seeing the ethanol be produced again. It is indeed, which means the corn mash is being processed again, which means these can run again, which means animal feed can then come from these again. So now the whole process is back to work, and we should see the animal feed start coming from this side. You'll notice we're not backed up anymore, right? Animal feed is not backed up anymore. So, you know, there's something to be said about that too. We may not be able to handle this many chickens. Possible. Like, this is just 30 animal feed every 60 seconds total. But if we're not making that much animal feed, I think one thing that might help me solve this is making all of my cornfields, dedicated cornfield like this one, making it a greenhouse. That will increase its production, and that means more corn gets sent into the belt and stuff here. It is not necessary to upgrade the belts any further than they already are, unless we are producing faster, right? If we're producing faster than this belt can handle, so current throughput is 200, right? So if I'm producing, let's say 66 here, 66 here, you have 58 here, and 66 here, right? 58 here. So the combined for all of these is way over 200. So when I do get the next level belt, it does make sense at that point to start upgrading these, because our production will exceed what the capacity of the belt is. But you can see it at the moment, that's not really a concern. There are gaps in this. Even when they do come in fluidly, they're not jam-packed tightly. It's certainly not like this getting backed up. So, but yeah, I want to see animal feed just like that. Yep. I want to see animal feed going. And we always prioritize this input before this input. Yep, there we go. So corn mash going here. We're making ethanol. Ethanol tank should be getting, I don't think it'll getting full. How much are we actually making? 4.5, 9, so 18. Well, if we're making 18, if we can actually consistently make 18, and we're only using 4.5, then that tank should be filling up. So we should definitely see that filling up. And then there's your medical supplies going into the clinic. Looks pretty good. And I got my thumbnail ready to go too. So that's going to do it for my video today. Another long one for you. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. We'll see you next time. It's been fun. Bye-bye.